Now, let's examine the metabolic blueprint and translate the language your body is speaking. Have you ever lost a familiar word? That frustrating moment when a name sits right on the tip of your tongue, or perhaps you've walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there. You might find yourself rereading the same paragraph in a book, with the words just not sticking. These moments are often dismissed as simple senior moments, but they are real biological signals from your body. For years, we've been told this cognitive slowing is just a normal, unavoidable part of the aging process. But when we look at the cellular level, the evidence points to a much different story. The latest neurological research reveals a specific and, most importantly, a controllable cause. That mental fog isn't just a symptom of your age, it is a clear sign of energy starvation happening inside your brain. The true culprit is a metabolic condition that is becoming incredibly common: insulin resistance. In fact, many leading scientists and research institutions are now referring to Alzheimer's disease as type 3 diabetes. This isn't just a clever phrase, it points to a profound and undeniable biological truth. No 10, WF9. Your brain is the most energy-demanding organ in your entire body. It consumes roughly 20% of your daily fuel, and its preferred source of that fuel is glucose. To get that glucose from your bloodstream into your brain cells, your body uses the hormone insulin. Think of insulin as the gentle key that unlocks the door to your brain cells, allowing fuel to enter. But with insulin resistance, the locks on those doors have become jammed and unresponsive. Your bloodstream may be filled with an abundance of sugar, but your brain cells are effectively starving in a sea of plenty. This excess glucose, unable to get inside your cells, doesn't just vanish. It circulates throughout your body, causing widespread oxidative stress and damaging the delicate lining of your blood vessels. This includes the tiny, intricate network of capillaries that are responsible for feeding your precious brain tissue. So, you are not just blocking the fuel at the cellular door, you are also damaging the very delivery routes that bring that fuel to the brain in the first place. This creates a severe energy crisis right where you need it most, for memory, focus, and clarity. This is not a failure of your memory. It is a direct result of a metabolic traffic jam. This metabolic traffic jam does more than just stop fuel from reaching its destination. A brain cell that is starved for energy is a cell under profound stress. Imagine a city experiencing a blackout. Critical systems begin to fail one by one. Inside your brain, this energy crisis triggers an alarm in your neurological immune system. Specialized cells, your brain's dedicated cleanup and protection crew, activate in response to the stress. Under normal circumstances, this is a healthy, protective process. But when the energy crisis is chronic, happening day after day, this immune response never shuts off. This leads to a state of constant low-grade neuroinflammation. Think of your brain as a pristine, quiet library where information is stored and retrieved. Neuroinflammation is like a constant, disruptive noise in that library. It makes it difficult for brain cells, your neurons, to communicate effectively with one another. The electrical signals that form your thoughts and memories become scrambled by this background static. Over time, this inflammatory environment does significant damage. It degrades the connections between neurons and even contributes to the formation of the sticky plaques and tangles that are the hallmark of cognitive decline. So, the foggy thinking you experience is not a personal failing. It is the direct consequence of this inflammatory storm and energy starvation occurring at a microscopic level. It's your brain's way of telling you that its fuel lines are clogged and its communication network is under duress. This process is slow, developing over decades, which is why it so often gets mistaken for the normal aging process. But it is not normal aging. It is a specific metabolic dysfunction that we can finally understand and, more importantly, address. Now, here is the most critical part of our entire discussion today. I need you to see how this very same metabolic issue is connected to another frustration you may be experiencing. That is the stubborn, persistent weight, particularly around your midsection, that seems impossible to lose. The hormonal culprit at the center of both problems is insulin. Let's step back and look at what insulin does in the rest of your body. When you eat carbohydrates and your blood sugar rises, your pancreas releases insulin. Its job is to escort that sugar out of your bloodstream and into your muscle and liver cells to be used for energy. But when those cells are also resistant to insulin's message, the sugar has nowhere to go. It builds up in your blood, creating a dangerous situation. Your pancreas, sensing the high blood sugar, does the only thing it knows how to do. It pumps out even more insulin. You enter a state called hyperinsulinemia, meaning your blood is constantly flooded with high levels of insulin. And here is the unshakable biological law. Insulin is your primary fat storage hormone. When insulin levels are high, your body's fat-burning mechanisms are switched off completely. Your body cannot burn its own stored fat for fuel in the presence of high insulin. It is biochemically impossible. This means the exact same hormonal signal that is starving your brain of energy is simultaneously locking your body fat in storage mode. This is the hormonal bridge that connects your memory concerns directly to your struggles with weight. They are not two separate issues of getting older. They are two different symptoms of the very same root cause: insulin resistance. This is why you can diligently cut calories and increase your exercise, yet the scale barely moves. You are fighting against a powerful hormonal signal that is telling your body to store fat, not to burn it. Your body is stuck in a one-way energy street, constantly trying to store fuel that your cells, including your brain cells, can no longer properly access or use. Understanding this connection is the first, most powerful step toward healing both. Understanding this connection is where our power to change the story truly begins. So, let's move from the why to the how. The goal is simple: to lower your circulating insulin levels so your cells can become sensitive to its message again. This reopens the fuel lines to your brain and unlocks your body's ability to burn stored fat. Here is a simple, gentle protocol to begin this process. First, let's rebalance your plate at every meal. Your focus should be on protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Before you even think about starches, ensure your plate has a quality source of protein, like grilled fish or chicken, and healthy fats from sources like olive oil or avocado. These foods create almost no demand for insulin, providing stable, long-lasting energy. Second, be strategic with your carbohydrates. This is not about eliminating them, but about choosing wisely. Swap out breads, cereals, and sugars for carbohydrates that are rich in fiber. A handful of berries, a side of broccoli, or a serving of lentils will provide glucose in a slow, controlled manner, preventing the blood sugar spikes that demand a flood of insulin. Third, embrace the power of a short, gentle walk after your meals. You do not need a strenuous workout. Just 10 to 15 minutes of walking helps your large muscle groups absorb glucose directly from your blood, acting like a sponge. This simple act dramatically reduces the amount of insulin your pancreas needs to release. Finally, give your body periods of rest from digestion. When you are constantly snacking, even on healthy foods, you keep insulin elevated all day long. By creating clear breaks between your meals, you allow insulin levels to fall, which is the essential trigger that tells your body it is safe to start burning stored fat for energy. You are not just following rules, you are sending a new, calming set of instructions to your metabolism with every single meal. As you begin to lower the hormonal noise of high insulin, your cells will start to listen again. The locks on your brain cells begin to respond, allowing precious glucose to finally enter and quell the energy crisis. This is when the fog starts to lift. At the same time, by lowering your master fat storage hormone, you are finally granting your body permission to access its own energy reserves. The weight loss that follows is not the goal itself. It is a natural byproduct of a body that is returning to metabolic health. This entire journey is not about restricting yourself or fighting against the aging process. It is about gently and systematically restoring the foundational metabolic harmony that allows your brilliant mind to be clear and your body to be resilient. The mental clarity you seek and the metabolic health you deserve are two sides of the same coin. By nourishing your body in a way that respects its hormonal signals, you are not just managing a symptom, you are rewriting your future. Aging does not have to mean a decline in function or vitality. By becoming the CEO of your own health, you unlock the potential for a vibrant, clear, and empowered life in the years to come.